Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. I'm John Branningham, and we're working on our Frastic month this month. And that means we're going through and we're writing poems about artwork and specifically paintings. And as I said on the first day and a couple of days after that, really ekphrasis is a part of a conversation that you're having with the artist, right? And the artist has made his or her statement and now you're responding to that. And in fact, Jeffrey Gressley and I wrote this book together, and we were having conversations about art as we were doing this, and we were, at the Norton Side Museum of Art for the most of it. And we've got some pieces here. One of the ones that we actually literally had a conversation about inside the book was a painting by Edward Degas called Women Ironing. Degas was somebody who believed in social justice very much. The ballerinas of his day were really young prostitutes who were being, their bodies were being displayed, and they were sold when they were 14 years old, and so it was kind of like a moving catalog that you could bring your wife and your mistress to, and so you go, oh, I'm going to have this one as well once my wife is not around. Of course this is pedophilia, it's child abuse, and so Degas was drawing these poor girls who were desperately poor, and this was a way out for their family out of poverty. And he's writing about, he had this sort of social justice mission here, and what he was looking at also just the worker women of Paris, and that's what women ironing is. And on this painting there's women who are like really straining, and there's a big bottle of wine right in the middle because they're working all day, and that's, what else do you have? I don't know if you spent the day ironing, but I'm guessing it's not all that fun. Okay, so women ironing. This is Jeffrey Gressley's poem first. The clutched wine bottle offers sympathy, a wet spot of mercy that blurs the line, while hot irons press and press into fabric. Stark wrinkles adopted by the hunger of the heat. And this bottle will only give so much, less still than the stitching that keeps uniformity, or the steam, an exhaled breath, or the ache that holds our mouths open. Right. Okay, so he took on the persona of this woman ironing and talked about the importance of that bottle in there. And I have my own ways of seeing things, and this is my poem, Women Ironing. And it goes, women die slowly of rich men here, the men just out of the painter's reach. Women married young and kept quiet with bottles of wine, and young girls made dancers and actors, filled with champagne while raped out of virginity. Mutiny is the next logical step after all, so Degas makes the bottle the star of the scene. And so, of course, my point is, of course, if you're working that hard, you might as well also be drunk, right? Because life is pointless. But that the wine was the weapon of the rich to oppress the people. They say, have as much wine as you want. A person who has wine isn't going to be rebelling, right? And so that's, of course, the star of the show here. Cheap, cheap, cheap wine. Okay, so maybe this is what you see in these paintings, maybe not. Maybe what you see is your own life. Maybe you see your mother. Maybe you see, I don't know what you see, right? Maybe it's just color and fabrics and things, and that's part of the painting too. Whatever it is, do it down below. Notice that Jeffrey and I both decided to use very short lines here to make sure that each one of our lines had a kind of precision and a kind of clipped strength to it. It kept a very quiet tone. It's very easy in a poem like this when I'm obviously this is one of my issues, right? It makes me angry. It'd be very easy to become maudlin, and so I very often will use those short lines to make sure that I don't go off and say, oh, pain, oh, death. I want to keep it very, very tight, very, very, very impactful. Okay, so when you're done, put it down below, and we'll talk about. We'll just talk about art and poetry and all sorts of stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow on 30 Days Until Done.